A foreigner in the Philippines, good morning. Well, we're having a big readjustment all around the house, the homes, and yes, and the cats come just at the best possible moment. This is Pussycat. We've been missing our cats a lot since we were away in Manila, but anyway, they're back now and as friendly as ever. Where are you going, honey? I think actually she's looking for treats. I won't brag about how she's over here to say hello to me. But anyway, what I wanted to make a comment on was the fact that in the Philippines things are looked on so differently in so many ways that you really wouldn't be able to understand it until you've lived in the middle of the culture, and that's really so important. Like right now, as most people who've been looking at the videos in the last, say, 3 or 4 weeks would have seen that that Jessica is a sister of Beth, and she came from Manila, and she brought with her her 3 children. Now, 3 children suddenly descended on the house. Was it a problem? Not really. And everybody just worked in together. So just to remind you, there are more than one house. There's Nanay's house. Nanay is the rock of the family. As I've said this before, she is the rock of the family. Wonderful lady. And she has her house. Now, next to that, we built our house. That's the house of Beth and I. And we built that in the first 18 months, 2 years of being here. That was before we got into having a YouTube channel, well, which has taken all of our time now. So what happened was that we came here, we got our house going, we moved into our house, unfinished as it is. Then we built a workshop. Actually, we built a workshop, and then we changed that workshop into a guest house so that we've been able to put up some people who have come and wanted to stay and see what we do firsthand. So we're still working on the workshop, the workshop guest house. We're still working on that, but things are changing all the time. Now, for those who saw Jessica arrive, and she became an important part of the family and of our cooking, especially. Her long legs didn't hurt at all. But anyway, she came, and then when we had some rain and she was finding it difficult to walk down to the road with 2 kids. So we can't take her every day, we've got things to do. We took her every time that we could, but it was increasingly difficult. So she was able to move, and she moved to Pasatimio's house. Now, she moved to Pasatimio's house, and Bochoy stayed here with us. Now, Bochoy is the middle guy, and he is a lot of fun. He's been in my videos before, where I think I reported on how he was the hacker and somehow got my phone and sent a scribbled on message to somebody that is one of our subscribers. So we managed to find out who that was, and it turned out to be Bochoy. Bochoy happily has stayed here, and he's working in very well with Nanay. He absolutely loves, adores his grandma, and he comes over here learning English fast. Children are amazing. He's learned more English in just the weeks that he's been here that I've learned about Visayan in the years that I've been here. And the only difference between him and me is over 70 years. Strange that should make a difference, isn't it? But anyway, it does make a difference. Now, eventually, Jessica will come back and stay here. But for right now, she's moved in quite easily with Pastor Timio's house. and worked in with their family, and she's taken with her RJ, who is the cute little boy with the long hair, and the baby, which is Rohan. So this is just to give you an idea of how different things are. That would be a major event if one child stayed with grandma and two other children went down and lived with a brother, which is obviously what Timio is. Timio is Jessica's brother. So that family accept those people in need. Now, why would she move down to Timio's house? Well, Timio's house is a very, very short walk down a road, a winding road, proper winding, reasonable winding road, down to the road. And then she's able to get a tricycle and take RJ to school. Now, she doesn't leave Rohan at home when she does that, so she takes two children and she takes them to school. She leaves RJ at school and then she comes home as needed. Sometimes she stays there if there's something that she needs to do by way of teacher's help at school, then she stays. Either that or she stays. I think RJ is going to school in the afternoon now, so it's quite possible that Jessica is now still staying with RJ when he's at school. Okay, so that's how that works. Next year, of course, Botchoy will be going to school, so things will have to change again. But who knows, next year we may have been able to do some work on our road. Why would we be able to do that? Well, when I've gotten through my I'm calling it house arrest now, when I get through my house arrest, my healing time, then I'll be able to go, and we'll go to Cebu. Beth and I will go to Cebu and we'll be able to get our truck. Now, the truck is not a new truck, it's what they call a surplus truck, but it has to a degree been rebuilt, reconditioned, and will have a guarantee. So we're hoping either to go to Cebu for that, or if we can get some movement and some enthusiasm from the Taliban branch of that truck supply, then we'll go there, because that will be a lot more convenient than going to Cebu. With Cebu we'll have to bring it back on the ferry, and that's going to have its own kinds of problems. So that's the plan in 6 weeks' time. So things will change. Everything is constantly changing. So that's how it works there. So this has just been a brief glimpse, an insight as to how things change, how families change. At one point, had Jessica decided that she was going to take a job in Cebu, then she would have left the three children here, and we probably they would have all lived in the same little compound of three houses, of Nanay, of us, of Lena, and those three children would have floated in among all of their relatives, Nanay, Grandma, and Ebeth, and Lena, and they would have all enjoyed an extended family, and it would have worked very well, and it would have been something that is a common thing in the Philippines. Now, in other places, like I don't know, in the West, this would be a tremendously important, significant, eventful thing to happen. But it's not here, because families work in a greatly different way. They take on children. Now, when we go over and pick up children from the four little girls compound, when we go there, there's a little girl there who, because she has been in the middle of a bad separation of husband and wife, mom and dad, she now stays with grandma. This is a fairly normal thing. I have heard of this happening in the West, that people were brought up by their grandmother. I have heard of this, but not as much and not as smoothly and easily without any fuss as is done here in the Philippines. It really is different. So, that's it for now. Thank you for looking in. This was all about families, family movement, about how children stay within the heart of the family, but not always with their mother or father all the time. It's interesting to watch. This is A Foreigner in the Philippines. Thanks for looking in.